Hey guys, it's Bub here. In this video, we're taking a look at the earliest version of pearOS that I could find, pearOS 3 Panther. Now, in the past on this YouTube channel, we have a history of taking a look at custom pearOS versions. The first one we took a look at was pearOS 8, which was meant to imitate macOS Mavericks. And then, over time, we took a look at many of the new versions, with the latest one being pearOS Nice Core. But I figured, let's take a look back to the very beginning of pearOS with pearOS 3, which seemingly based on the name, I would assume that it's built off of Panther. Now the question that I have right off the bat is, how do I install this? I am not seeing an install button anywhere. Maybe I missed it in Grub. Did I skip over that? Because obviously, I mean, it's booted in the live environment right now. Oh, there it is. Linux, start the installer. So we can see this has a date of 2011, which is when I would imagine that this was compiled, around May 18th, 2011. As you can see, even the startup screen is like just a really old seeming like screen. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, this brings back memories. This installer, this reminds me of like Ubuntu 12.04, because that's what this is based off of, I believe. Ubuntu 12.04, 10.04, something along those lines. But this installer just really brings back those memories here. So we're going to name this pearOS. We're going to give it a password of pear, so you can come in and hack my computer. And there we go. Is this website still a thing? I'm not sure that that website is not a thing anymore. But wow, look at that. What website is this? Is this? I don't know. How about we wait until we actually get into the operating system before we take a look at it. So I'm going to let this finish up installing, and then we'll be into the distro. Alright, and that was really quick. I mean, installation was less than 2 minutes. We're going to go ahead and reboot the system, and now we can finally take a look at pearOS. I say finally, like that took a long time. That did not take a long time at all. And just this whole OS is just bringing back a lot of memories for me. Not because I used pearOS 3, because I didn't, but just like the fact that it's based off of Ubuntu, and Ubuntu was actually the first Linux distro that I had an experience with. I believe it was 10.04 or 12.04. I mean, that is insane. So there's our custom startup screen, and here we are, pearOS, with the motto, think totally different. So taking a look, if we click on the Pear logo, we have system settings, displays, startup applications. Our software is most definitely not up to date. Let's just see what happens. Printers, lock screen, log out, suspend, hibernate, and shut down. We're going to cancel that because I don't want that open. And then over here we have mail, or chat, whatever that is, Bluetooth, our network connection, our volume settings, and our calendar. Moving down to the dock. This looks very much like the original dock. We have the Finder, the Launchpad, the pearOS App Store, Back in Time, Opera, pearOS Mail, Shotwell, Clementine. I forget what Clementine is. I recognize the name. I forget what it is. pearOS Control Center, Contacts, and the Update Manager, which I think that's only open. Yeah, that's only there because I opened it. Let's take a look first at the Finder here. I believe this imitates pearOS very well, or this imitates Apple or macOS very well from the time. I mean, the icons, I mean, they're directly ripped from macOS. The style, I mean, even that look, that's macOS. It really looks, I mean, this really does the job here. Moving over to the Launchpad, again, this looks like your typical macOS Launchpad, which then again looked like the regular Linux one. pearOS App Store. Okay, so that's weird. So if you launch an app, it opens behind the Launchpad. And you get out of it, you click out of it. Okay. So here's the pearOS App Store. We're going to click on, I don't know, that one. And it appears to actually still be active. We can install a lot of things here. If I want to click on, I don't know, this is in a different language. I would assume it's games, FPS games. There's no packages there. But yeah, I mean, it still has, I don't know how to get back. It still has packages in there for download. Back in Time, this looks like a backup program, obviously, kind of like Time Machine, except I don't know why they did that. Click OK. It wants you to create a profile before you actually can use it. Opera, which is the browser, I believe. Yep. There we go. So let's see if we can actually get out onto the internet. So if you go to google.com, it does in fact work, but it is like a really old, yeah, like, I mean, this is really glitchy. Like, you can see how their website is broken. Again, I don't actually know what version of Opera this is, but I would assume it's, again, the one from 2011. Moving on, we then have pearOS Mail, which is whatever that is. I have never heard of this before in my life. Let's just say POP 3. Yes. Looks like your typical mail application from 2011. Moving on to Shotwell, this is something I am familiar with. Yeah, typical photo viewer. We can see when we open apps, should I point this out earlier, that the top bar does modify for the file edit view menu, but when you're on the desktop, it doesn't show one for the Finder. Clementine. I am struggling to remember what Clementine is. If I'm going to make a guess, it's a music player. I was right. I think I'm right. It's in a different language. I totally forgot. I'm familiar with Clementine. I just forgot what it did. But yep, it is a music player. Cool. Moving on to the control center. This is like your typical Ubuntu settings, which again kind of translates over to what macOS looked like back then. There wasn't really a gigantic difference between the two. So yeah, we can change our wallpaper. There's only 2 pre-installed. Software sources. See, again, it is based off of Ubuntu right there. And then we have our contact book, which, you know, you can connect an account, or, I mean, we can create a new one. Steve Jobs, you know. And now we have a contact for Steve Jobs. Simple as that. If we go here to, oh, there we go. Updates are available. It does want to update this, but there's only like 5 updates after, what has it been, 12 years? Yeah, let's take a look at the lock screen here and how well it replicates the one seen in macOS. There you go. Actually, this looks very similar, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and log back in. And with that being said, that was a brief look at pearOS. Definitely an interesting start and definitely a throwback. Let me know if you like these kinds of videos where we take a look at older operating systems like this to kind of bring a throwback, because I definitely do, because it brings back a lot of memories. And so with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.